get off easy. Some of the members have asked for like salad recipes. It's spring, everything is sprouting, and new crops of everything. So we're going to do a few shows with salads. The main thing about this one is not cutting your cucumbers and it's a plain cucumber salad. It's the dressing that makes it different.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that and I've done it both ways, if you use the red onions and you slice them thin and you put them right into the salad, it's so strong that it completely changes the flavor of the cucumbers. So that's why I asked you all to soak them a little bit, about 10 minutes, and then pat them with paper towels or something to get some of the moisture off. But using the red onions is really strong in this salad, and yet if you use a different onion, it changes the flavor again, and it's not as good. So this is why the instructions were so specific about that. So those of you that are cooking, did you slice your cucumbers paper thin and your red onions?
Yes.
Okay, put thumbs up if you did. Okay, so then if you've already soaked your red onions, great. Take them out and put them. Yes.
How many cucumbers and how much onion?
Well, I'm gonna get to that. I'm just talking about the prep. I know. I'm just wanting to find out if they've already prepped. Okay, so you're all right. Then she's got me off base here. So I said 4 cucumbers. That feeds about 4 people. If you're having a good sized salad. Now, if you're going to add a protein, if you're going to have a protein and have this just as a little side dish, then you probably could get 6 people. Okay. Hi, Judy Ann. You just joined us. Okay, so you're going to use 4 cucumbers, sliced paper thin, if you have a mandolin. A half of a red onion sliced paper thin, and that's why I was saying that you should soak them about 10 minutes. You don't need to soak them longer than that. In nice cold water, or put a couple of ice cubes even in it, and let it soak, and then take them out and put them between paper so that the red onion is not quite as strong in a raw salad like this. Okay, now if you like really strong onions, that's fine. I like the onion flavor, but I don't want it to be so predominant. Okay, I want to taste everything else. Yeah.
Dr. Gloria?
Yes.
I wondered about the strongness of the onion, and I do love onion, and red onion is a little peppery. So I bought this. This is pickled red onion, and I was going to taste and compare just to see if
the pickled red onion is delicious. I make my own, Linda. It takes you 24
I
hours
haven't
and
done
you've
that.
got your own. Yeah.
Okay.
Really easy.
Well, I'm going to try the raw because it doesn't bother me. But if it's a little too strong before I serve it, I can, test it and see what I think. And
well, the difference is that she's got a good point. The difference is I love pickled red onions, but if you're going to put it in this recipe, how are you going to take the moisture out? You're going to take all the flavor out because the vinegar's got the flavor.
Oh,
okay. So but try a little bit of it.
I was going to strain them and dry them a little bit, but I just wasn't sure how my company would, feel about the onion. Thank you for the soaking of it. I'm going to try that first.
Those pickled onions, they maintain the flavor because it absorbs into the porous onion. They are very, very good.
They're delicious. I could put them on everything. Okay, and like I said, it's so easy to make. You just make your brine, put them in a jar, put them in the refrigerator, and you've got red onions. And if you want to know how to make them, I can show you real quick on one of the shows. Okay, so then you're going to take about a half a cup. And again, remember, this is only a guide of fresh cilantro chopped real fine. Or you can do what I do, is use that little food processor that Tracy has shown you several times. You can take that, put your cilantro in it if you want it really mashed up. I don't want big cilantro leaves in my salads. And so I put it in there with some peanuts, because you're going to have a half a cup of salted peanuts. And I mentioned in the recipe, I've had so many people break a tooth when you have peanuts like in a salad. So, and because I don't chew well anyway, I like them chopped up. So I chop them up together with my cilantro. You do it any way you want. But if you have whole peanuts, it might be nice to just put a few on the top as garnish. But in the salad, I really, and Tracy asked me something the other day that I thought was really cute. I don't remember what I was telling you, but I called it, like, I use bacon dust a lot. Do you remember what it was that I was talking to you about that I was cooking?
Your
That
omelet.
we did the dust?
It was
Oh
the
yeah,
omelet.
in the omelet. And so she said, "What is that?" I said, "Well, because you can't chew well. So we fry the bacon, get it real crispy, let it cool, and then we put it in the little food processor and we sprinkle it on my omelet or my eggs or my salad, and that's bacon dust." Well, that was a term I came up with a long time ago. And one of my patients said, "Do you know that's an actual culinary term?" So I looked it up, and sure enough, bacon dust. So, so you can have peanut dust if you want, and sprinkle it on your food if you don't chew well, or if you happen to have any dental appliances and the nuts get underneath, the dust is really nice for that. So you would use a half a cup of salted peanuts. Do not use extra salt until you taste it, because the peanuts are salted, okay? Unless you're using unsalted raw peanuts, then go ahead and salt it and taste it. Now, when you take the cucumber slices out of the water, just pat them a little bit. It doesn't have to be any great big fancy procedure. You just want to get them patted a little bit because they absorb everything better rather than the salad dressing coming right off. Just think of it as sliding off of the cucumber, okay? That's a trick that one of the culinary schools taught me. I didn't know that. I used to just put it all in a bowl. So now to make the dressing, this is the magic. If you have a small food processor, you can do it in that, or you can just whip it by hand. You're going to use a half a cup of rice vinegar, a quarter cup of sugar in the raw. Now, if you have Lakanto or something like that, that's a natural sugar, and you like it, you like the flavor. I don't do well with Lakanto, but somebody asked me the other day if that could be used. Lakanto is a natural sugar, but it has, I'm going blank as to that.
Erythritol. It has sugar alcohol in it.
Yeah, and that bothers people in their GI, and it bothers me. So if you don't get bothered by it, it's okay. I have a lot of patients that use that are bakers. They prefer it for baking. It's a great flavor. I just don't like the GI, the bloating and all that you get from that sugar alcohol. And so you can use monk fruit, or you can use what I did this last time. I bought the Trader Joe's little jars, about the size of a spice jar, of the powdered stevia extract. You know how I love their liquid, but the stevia extract is different. It's powder, and it comes with a little tiny spoon that is, tiny, and it comes inside the jar. So I just put as much as I like in there, along with the monk fruit. Why? Because, along with the sugar and the raw. Because if you don't, you have to use about a half to a 3/4 cup of sugar in the raw, which is the original Thai recipe. That's too much sugar. But if you're only using a 1/4 cup and then you're supplementing with another natural sugar, then you're able to cut the sugar content down, because by the time you figure 4 to 6 servings, you're not getting hardly any sugar. Okay. Hi, Val P. You just joined us. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks for joining us. And then here's the secret. How many of you have used fish sauce in your cooking? It smells terrible. And people, okay, so you've used it. When I first learned, as I was teaching at the culinary school, I learned how to use fish sauce. I thought, oh dear God, you open the bottle and the aroma is not something I would choose, okay? But you're using 1 tablespoon of fish sauce in this dressing. And let me tell you, if you don't use it, it's not the same. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. You'll find other uses for it. This same dressing is great for a light fish, like a light fillet of whatever fish, not a salmon, not a big thick salmon or something that's extremely rich like that, but a nice fillet, trout. I have patients making it with trout. Lori, you have a question, hon?
No, I have a comment. I lived in Malaysia and they had some wonderful Thai restaurants there. And
Yep.
they made satay and I just became addicted to it. And it's a peanut sauce that you dip the chicken skewers or whatever,
Right.
like it can be whatever. Is that the same dressing here?
It's very, no, this is a little different because that does have peanuts.
Yes,
The
it does
satay
have
sauce,
peanuts.
yeah, and we make it. I have a recipe for it that we've adapted, and it's delicious. But they also use in their authentic peanut sauce for satay. If you don't know what satay is, it's where they skewer the chicken on a big skewer and something like our shish kebab. Okay,
Mhm.
and then you dip it into the sauce. Yes, it's very similar, Lori, but this doesn't have any of the peanut butter or the nut butters. Okay, I've made the satay with almond butter and peanut butter. So that's a recipe we can do, and we can do a satay if all of you would like it. It's very easy. You just
It's
have
really
to grill
good.
it. Yeah,
But
either
they
have a
use
grill on
chili
top
in
of
it.
your stove or a barbecue. Pardon?
They use chili in it.
Yeah, which
A little bit.
is why I had to reinvent it a long time ago when I made the recipe, because I can't put the chili, but you can put the chili if you don't have inflammation. It's up to you. Okay, so yes, it is similar because it uses fish sauce, but it's not. No, that one is creamy. This is not.
Linda
This is
has
more
her
of a
hand up. Linda LC.
Linda LC, go ahead, hon.
In the directions, it says pepper, but on the ingredients, I don't see how much.
You just put pepper is to your liking because it's spicy. So, and I like cracked pepper for this. You know, we crack our own because it's spicier. Like for Tracy, like for that recipe that I talked to you about the ranch dressing, that is my favorite. I mean, it's addicting. You could give it to me in an IV. That ranch dressing, if you use regular pepper, it doesn't taste anywhere the same. If you use cracked pepper, you know, the peppercorns, and you crack it yourself with your little grinder, oh my gosh, it's a completely different dressing. So it's the same thing with this. If you want a lot of pepperiness, grind some peppercorns. Otherwise, just use black pepper. And actually, if you want it really spicy, use white pepper. Remember, white pepper is what I use a lot instead of chili so that it doesn't induce inflammation. Okay? So then you're going to put the 1 clove of garlic that you've minced finely. Again, you could put all of this in a little food processor. You don't have to sit there and chop it all. Now you can go ahead after you've put your onions in the cold water, and you've made the dressing, just toss it. And I want you all to taste it. Are all of you that are cooking using fish sauce, like the recipe says? The 1 tablespoon of fish sauce? Yes? Okay. Nancy, are you cooking? No, okay. Who else is cooking? Jill, did you use the fish sauce, hon?
I did.
And you did. Okay. I didn't. Oh, I lost Sandy. There she is. Okay. All right. So now toss it all. If you've done the patting of the onions, and then you can put on your peanuts or your peanut sprinkle, whatever you choose to do. Toss it all up and tell me how it tastes, and it'll be better in about an hour.
So you guys, let me give you one little tip. There's a Thai restaurant by me, and I used to always get this Thai, I can't remember what it's called. It was a peanut chicken over spinach. Okay, so it had the peanut sauce and it was chicken, and they served it over spinach. So good. Well, then I found out they use Skippy peanut butter. So ordering this dish, ordering this delectable peanut sauce like stuff at restaurants is really sketchy because what is in Skippy peanut sauce? Well, Skippy peanut butter, hydrogenated oils and sugar. Okay.
Right.
So it's so much better to make these things at home because then you can use organic peanut butter. I buy organic peanut butter only because peanuts are a very high pesticide crop. So you want to make sure your peanut butter is organic. Okay.
Yes, that's a great tip. And to that point, Tracy, the other reason that you have to be careful about peanuts is that the only nut that really accumulates a lot of mold,
Yeah.
pulls it right out of the air, is peanuts.
Hmm.
Macadamias don't do that, and almonds, and you know, all the other nuts, but peanuts do. So besides what Tracy's saying about a highly sprayed crop, they also could, I don't know if they're like a magnet, but they really do accumulate mold. So be very careful with that, and always keep them. I keep the peanuts like that, or any kind of peanuts, if you can, in the freezer. Don't keep them in a container. If you're stuck like I am right now in an apartment temporarily, I don't have a big enough freezer. So I'm careful to buy smaller batches and rotate them. But when I had my big freezers, I had a whole plastic shoebox full of nuts, marked nuts, so I
Yeah.
could just pull it out of the freezer and decide which ones to use. So if you have room, freeze your nuts. Yeah, you do too, Lori, because it's the only way you're going to keep them. You can keep, I believe that the studies they did at the culinary school, they put nuts in the freezer, and 5 years later they were just as tasty and as crispy. They didn't get that
Right.
soggy, rancid, taste and flavor. So the freezer will preserve them. The refrigerator, yes, it'll preserve them, but not as good. Okay. Question,
Steph has a
Steph, go ahead.
question.
I'm just doing a shout out for Virginia and their peanuts.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
Virginia's known for peanuts.
Okay. So I guess you're gonna owe me a care package of peanuts, Steph. That's too funny. I said that as a joke to a patient of mine that's in Hawaii. Actually, she's one of the ones affected by what happened on Maui. And one Christmas, she said, I got this notice that I had to go sign for a package. It's like, what's going on here? She sent me this 5-pound bag of macadamia nuts. And I thought, oh my God, she must have spent a fortune. It was from her. I didn't know she owned a macadamia farm. So she sent me peanuts. So I have to be careful what you ask for, right? I had to put them in small bags and put them in my freezer. Okay, tell me how.
We
You
still
have another
have
question?
ham.
You still have what?
Virginia ham.
Oh yeah, Virginia ham. Yes,
Ham and
that I'm
peanuts.
familiar with.
Ham and peanuts.
I didn't realize about the peanuts, but I knew about the ham. Okay. Jill, you're always okay. Now taste it. Taste it and unmute yourself, hon. Unmute.
Double
Now,
thumb.
Okay, now, in all honesty, have you used the fish sauce before?
No. It always
Okay, so
sounded gross.
it does sound gross. I agree. And how you can't taste it, can you?
No.
No, it completely changes the flavor.
And you
Lori,
know,
go ahead.
I'm just quoting, I have these cookbooks because I lived in Hawaii and all my teaching mates were Japanese and whatever. And I have these cookbooks, they all have fish sauce in everything. So
Yes,
I
they
learned
do.
how to
And
use it.
Well, that's the secret. And like Tracy said, we go to an Asian restaurant, and I love Asian. Of course, I love all ethnic food, but we go to a restaurant and we think, oh my God, why doesn't mine at home taste the same? Because you're not using fish sauce. And you see that in this salad dressing, all it took was 1 tablespoon. You're not using a half a cup of it, but it's healthy because it is fermented. So you don't have to worry about that. Just buy the purest that you can. I forget the one I bought, but I got it at Amazon because it was one that didn't have a lot of additives. It was just fermented fish sauce. So, okay, Jill, did you have something else to add? Show it, sweetie.
I found the red boat. And it said 100% pure.
Right.
But you know, I like the cilantro a little bigger, so I didn't mush mine up as much.
That's okay. That's okay.
I thought, we get the ability to still get the same flavor, but we get the textures we all like in our class. So thank you.
You're welcome. And see, for me, you've got to remember with my chewing problem, my jaw can't break anything down. So if I'm trying to break down a bunch of, you should see how I have to cut my butter lettuce and my romaine. It's like for a baby, it has to be just pulverized. Because if I try to do it, my jaw hurts so bad I get a headache. So that's why I said, do it the way you like it. If you like chunks of cilantro or parsley or whatever you're cutting, do it to your taste. But for me, I rather chop it up so I don't have those pieces that I keep fighting to break down in my jaw. Okay, so anybody else? Sandy, did you mix it yet, hon?
Oh, yes, I did. It's wonderful.
Is it good? Now, is the dressing, in all honesty, is the dressing the way you thought it was going to taste?
No, but it's
Have you
very
ever
good.
used fish? Have you
No,
used
I
fish
haven't.
sauce before? That
No.
fish sauce has a shelf life of 10 years
Oh, my God.
because it is fermented. So you don't have to worry about it if you only use a tablespoon a few times in the summer and then you don't make it again. But I will give you some other recipes for the fall and winter that uses fish sauce in some of the Asian hot dishes, not just
Oh, great.
salads and and
Great.
sautés and all that. Okay, Linda,
Great.
LC. Hold on, Lori.
It's delicious. The onions are not too strong and I did soak them in water.
Okay.
I probably will wait, and that's kind of what I did on my serving to put the peanuts on so that they're crunchy. And I'm going to add more cilantro.
Okay, and what about the peanuts? Do you like them in this? Did you try making peanut dust?
No, I don't have my food processor out. I just kind of crunched them. So they're a bit
okay.
bigger pieces, but yeah. But does the
That's
fish
okay.
does the fish sauce have to be refrigerated?
They say you don't have to, but I do. Like
Okay.
Tracy's saying,
I
yes. Magna says she doesn't, but I worry if it's fish. Once you open it, I don't care if it's fermented, right, Tracy? Yeah, I wouldn't take the risk. I would say go ahead and refrigerate it. Yes.
It's just
Yeah.
better to be safe than sorry, to be honest. So, and cilantro, you guys, is really good for you because it helps your body detox from heavy metals. So
Absolutely.
here's cilantro.
Yeah, eat as much cilantro as you can. Lori, you had a comment, hon?
She's
You're
frozen. But there she is. Lori, what did you have to add?
Oh, I was just gonna say that when in Malaysia I had curry a lot, and they had such fresh, fabulous outdoor markets where you could just pick the things that you needed for the
Right.
certain kind of curry you were gonna make, and my friend was a cook, so he knew how to make all that. Anyway, this type of a dish was accompanied the curry. It's just perfect
Yes.
with curry. It tastes so
Thank you.
good.
Yeah, thank you for the reminder. My favorite dish, and probably one I'm totally addicted to, is chicken curry. And I had an East Indian friend that taught me how to make it years ago without the nightshade. So I have the mixture for the garam masala that I can share with all of you. It's on our recipe index, I think, Tracy, but I don't remember when. I think I put it down for the fall or the winter because I don't want hot curry in the summer.
No, we've already made it.
We've made it, haven't we?
We made a curry, I think. Did we?
We
We
made
did do a curry, but I don't. When was it?
Gloria and I did a curry, a chicken curry when we just had WoW Can Cook. So
that's right, we did.
yeah.
So
So
go back and look because the mixture's there, Lori. The
So here-
seasoning that you can make yourself.
So here's what I'm going to share with you guys, okay, really quickly. Since we are, just kind of riffing it now, I want to show you something really quick, okay? So if you are on our website, you go to where it says, so you hover over community resources and then click on blog and it will take you here, okay? So if I just look up curry, I search it up and then I enter it, you can see an article she wrote about turmeric and curcumin and then the curry recipe.
Now, I didn't even know that, how to find it that way. So
So
thank
you
you. So
guys-
you go to, back up a little bit, go back to the
Wait a
front again
second.
if
I
you
want to
would.
show one more thing. My favorite recipe that we made together was pad thai. And it had
Yeah,
peanut butter in it. So it's right
Mhm.
here. Okay. So
Yep.
that way you have that. So here, this is the way you get there again. You hover over community resources. You go to blogs.
okay.
And now here's the latest stuff, but if you want to look up something from the past, you just go over here. So what's something else that we can look up? What's that recipe you made with the lentils that I loved?
Madra, or how do you call it?
Mahadera?
Mudra.
Mahadera?
How you spell that?
Muhadara, I think it's Muhjadari,
See if this
something
works.
like that, or A, yeah, try it. No,
Tracy, all you needed to put in was lentils and it came right up.
Okay, well, that's what I just did. There you go. This
okay,
one isn't, so I don't eat lentils because I'm very low carb, but this one is worth trying, you guys. It's so good.
it's
So those are my
amazing,
three
thank you.
favorites, is this one and the curry and the pad thai, so.
And there's your peanut sauce with the pad thai, Lori, so I don't know if you were on the show when Tracy and I were doing it, so look it up because that peanut sauce will taste a lot like the one for the skewer.
Yeah,
that you were
and I
talking
don't
about.
remember them ever using peanut butter for their sauté sauce. When we made it, they didn't use
Well,
peanut butter.
there's
They
two
used-
ways of making it. You can make it with or without. The sautés I've always had in Asia always had peanuts. It was a
Well, they have
peanut
peanuts,
sauce.
but not peanut butter like you buy in a jar.
Oh no,
they
no,
would
not
make-
peanut butter. Right? They make it with peanuts. Yes,
They make
but
it
it
with
is a peanut
peanuts and-
sauce. Yeah, they make it. They probably blend them themselves. Yeah.
Yeah,
Any other comments? So did that help you learn? 1 minute, Linda. Did that help you understand? Like I was so paranoid about fish sauce years ago. And then all of a sudden, when you start realizing that's why you get that elevated, wonderful gourmet flavor in Asian restaurants that we weren't getting at home. Because as Westerners, we're not used to using fish sauce. Just the thought of it, as somebody said, was like, oh God, are you kidding? And it's delicious. Yeah,
It
gross
is
is right.
delicious.
Gross.
Just don't smell it. Just don't
Trace-
smell it.
Lori,
who put this together? Because if you just put peanut in, every single recipe that had peanut sauce in it came up. The
Christy,
Thai cucumber, the Dr.
Christy.
Gloria's pad Thai. I'm sorry?
Christy did.
Oh,
Christy
wow.
on our admin team is
So
the one
that's
that's
really
responsible for
helpful.
that. That's great. That's great.
really
Thank you.
nice.
Jill, did you have a question or a comment?
No, just happy as
No?
lark. It looks delicious.
awesome.
Okay, so make sure, Jill, that Tracy knows how to reach you so that I can give you a month's notice about the salmon recipe that we're going to make with bourbon sauce.
Thank you.
So I
Ooh,
gave you, yes. So I'm giving you a spoiler alert.
all right.
So
Do you
salmon
know
with
what-
bourbon sauce.
You know what we're making next week?
Yes, the potato chip or something.
Potato cakes with a twist.
Potato cakes, they look so
With
good.
a twist. So just think of potato pancakes. Only these are like almost like a hamburger patty. I use them for breakfast. I use them for everything, and they're delicious. So that's what we're making next week. Did you all enjoy that? Judy,
Yeah.
have you joined us before on a cooking show, hon? No? Unmute yourself for a minute, if you wouldn't mind.
Hi.
Okay, so give me, as a newcomer to WoW You Can Cook, give Tracy and I some feedback. And you didn't even see us doing all the other magic in the skillet. but give us your feedback, hon.
Oh, you gave me a lot of tips in all your conversations. That's why I like to sit and listen, because some of it I know, but not all of it. So, and I agree with you on the fish sauce. You don't
Okay,
want to
good.
smell
Thank
it,
you.
you like to taste it.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of go like this and measure it out and don't smell it.
Exactly.
Thanks
yeah.
for joining us. Okay, Val P. I want to comment. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about it? I know you're not cooking, but you're observing, and that's okay.
Muted.
Have you joined our cooking class before? You
No.
have to
I'm
unmute.
sorry,
yeah.
I was muted. I was trying to find the mute button. I've done some cooking classes before. I've used fish sauce
With us?
before. No, this
Oh,
is the
okay.
first time I actually logged in. Actually, this is the first time I logged into a quantum anything. I haven't gotten my thing yet, so I've been sitting around
Welcome,
since
welcome on
November.
in.
Welcome. Well, it's so much fun because you saw what happened. Today was an easy recipe. We weren't, flipping and cooking and browning and sauteing and all that. But the point is we all learn from each other. Sometimes you'll
Yeah.
get a little tidbit, or I'll think I have done something and Tracy will say, no, it's better if you do it this way. And so we go back and forth with everybody. So thank you for joining us. I hope you had fun and you'll come back with us and cook. Or
Yeah,
at
no
least
problem.
join us. You don't have to
And,
cook.
one thing I was gonna add is the aflatoxins are a problem like internationally with peanuts, but it's not as bad in the US, but the pesticides are. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah, that's
if
the
you're gonna
good
get them,
point.
get organic. They have some anti-cancer compounds actually, like peanuts do. So like, if you don't have, if your main issue is cancer, some peanuts might be good for you, especially the ones with the skins, like Spanish peanuts, because they have more of these lectins that like to kill cancer cells.
Cool.
Oh,
I read a
interesting.
report. I read a report about that a long time ago. I don't remember where I filed it. I'll have to see if I can find it. You're absolutely correct.
What's your background, Val?
Oh, I'm a nutrition scientist. So like,
Cool.
I'm a nutritionist, but I'm also I also do some genetic stuff. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, good. Then we need you on our team.
Yes.
Welcome. Thank you for joining our
Thanks.
family. Yeah. And like I said, if you'd like to cook, join us. If not, don't worry about it. Just come in and join in like you did today. We always learn something.
And Val, you need to come to some of the other calls because there's a lot of members that came for many, many months to all the calls before they got their devices, and they learned so much, and you get the vibrations from everybody. So it's
There
like
you go. Okay.
you're just
That's
soaking
right.
it in. You
Yeah.
need to come.
We need
Come
to.
to Vibe
Absolutely.
Tribe tonight. Come to Vibe Tribe.
Yes, Vibe Tribe.
Yeah. And
All right. I'll
and then
I'll
on
check it out.
top of that, Val, it's important, like the meditations, we're getting so many. Steph and I did the 5 a.m. meditation this morning, and we're getting so many good comments. So this is all about sharing and being together as a family, and screwing up. I remember the day one of the gals, she's not on today, I don't think. Everything was sticking in her pan, and we're all laughing.
That was
kinda
me.
she was,
What do you mean? That was
and we were all laughing. And then somebody had a stainless steel pan and they were trying to fry and everything stuck. And Tracy says, "Try a metal one." So we all have to laugh at through the learning process, because I've made all those mistakes. Trust me, for many, many years. So thank you again, Dawn. Did you have any comments or questions? Dawn St. Louis?
Oh, no, nothing here.
Did
Thank you, though.
No? Okay, nothing there. Okay. Well, I think we can wind up unless somebody has comments or whatever, and let's make some good potato fritters or whatever you want to call them, because some people call them pancakes. I call them fritters as well next week, and it's really, really fun. So get with us next week. It's an easy recipe, but it's delicious. Okay.
Bon
Tracy,
appetit,
thank you.
everyone. Thank you so much
Bon
for
appetit.
Oh, thank you.
folks.
you.
Love
Have a
you all.
beautiful day.
Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Family
Bye-bye.
Kitchen.
Bye.